المرحلة الرابعة كلية الإمام الكاظم قسم اللغة الإنجليزية الأستاذ محمد حسين البدري. Today we have indefinite expressions of amount. Okay, section 7.24. Another area of ambivalence, is that of indefinite and negative expressions of amount. For example, I've ordered the shrubs, but none of them have or has yet arrived. Okay, here is the point here. We are talking about concord. So grammatical concord would suggest that none is what is singular as a grammatical concord. But notional concord we might paraphrase as what? When we say none of them have arrived, we can paraphrase it. It means what? They have not arrived. Invites a plural verb. Okay, so has is therefore more conventionally correct, but have is more idiomatic in speech. So both of them we can use what? Both of them are right. None. Here we have practice means optional. We can delete of them. None, have or has. Okay. Notionally plural, but when we consider proximity principle, it is what? It is singular. Okay. These comments may be extended to neither or neither and either or either as indefinite pronouns. The same here. We can apply this rule. I sent cards to Mavis and Magri, but neither of them has or have. You see, has or have with neither, as you like here. Okay, whether it is what proximity or what or notional. I doubt if either of them is or are coming. You see here, either is or are coming. But we have exception. If a prepositional phrase with a plural complement follows the indefinite construction, a plural verb is what? Favors. Not only because of notional concord, but because of the proximity rule. You see here, if we mention this without putting of them, okay, of the girls between the brackets, if we delete the brackets, if we drop the brackets, you see here, the verb should be what? Plural, because of both of them. Proximity, because here them, proximity them is what? Singular or plural? Plural. So we use what? Are. And notionally, as the whole, none of them. Notional means a plural, so we use the plural verb. Okay, you see here, we have what of them is what is put between the brackets. So we think of either alone. Either we can use is or are. You see, but if we have of them, okay, if we find of them in the sentence, it means that what? It is a plural. We should use plural verb. You see here, the same proximity principle maybe lead to plural concord even with the indefinities. Each, every, everybody, anybody, and nobody, which are otherwise undoubtedly singular. Okay, for example, nobody, not even the teachers, were listening. You see here, every member of that vast crowd of 50,000 people were pleased to him. You see, were. Although these sentences might well be uttered in casual speech or inadvertently written down, most people probably regard them as ungrammatical. Why? Because they flatly contradict grammatical concord. Other more acceptable instances of attraction arise with singular nouns of kind and quantity. You see here? So we say a large number of people have. You see? Those kind, those sort, those type of parties are. You see? Okay? Though here we have in this example The latter is stressed in idiomatic. This is idiomatic. Why? Because here we don't have here. There is what? There is lack of number concord between what? Between the noun and what? And the determiner. Those. You see? We have what? Lack of number. But this is idiomatic. It's grammatical. Okay? This is idiomatic. Exception. Can say those kind, those sort, those type of parties. Okay? As well as with the verb. Here it is what? Walked. You can say that this sentence or this here the concord between the determiner and the noun is what? Walked. Why? Walked because here there is no concord between what? Between the determiner and the noun. The awkwardness can be avoided. How can we avoid awkwardness here? By rephrasing, we can say what? Parties of that kind. You see? To make it clear, we can say parties of that kind. We have here another example. The proximity principle, if taken to mean that agreement is determined by whatever immediately precedes the verb, can explain a singular verb in the cases of inversion or of an adverbial accusative subject. For example, where is the Caesars or Caesars? Here you see it's plural, but here it's what? Is. He is John and Mary. He is why is. And John and Mary too. So here we what? Singular verb. There is several bags missing. As what precedes the subject here is not marked for plural. The singular verb follows by attraction. These are colloquial examples. These examples are informal. Okay, in informal usage, they use such kind of sentences. Okay, in informal English, like in informal English, R would be substituted. Okay, so formally, we can use what? Formally, we can use a instead, but in colloquial speech, no. We use what? Usually they use singular verb. Yes. We have another concord of person, as well as concord of number. Concord of number, there is concord of person between subject and verb. For example, I am or am your friend. First person singular concord. He is ready. You see? He knows. Third person singular concord. Following the principle of proximity, the last noun phrase of coordinate subject, whether the coordinator is or either or neither nor, determines the person of the verb. Neither you nor I nor anyone else knows the answer. You see here, we depend on what principle of proximity. Or either my wife or I am going. Either my wife or I am going. Proximity. Because many people find such sentences unacceptable, they often prefer to use what? A modal auxiliary. Okay? They say that we don't prefer such kind of sentences. We can use instead modal. For example here, either my wife or I will be going. Okay? Neither you nor I nor anyone else can know the answer. Can know the answer. You can disambiguate it in this way to avoid. Yes. We have also other types of concord. Subject complement concord. Subject complement concord of number but not of person exists between subject and complement in clauses of types or type as we see. Thus the child was an angel. The children were what? Were angels. The children were what? Were angels. to make it silent. Yes, but not the child was angels. We cannot say the child was angels. Here we don't have any type of concord. It's wrong. Anagrammatical. Here it's singular, but here plural. Here plural, but singular. Okay? This is very simple, very easy. This type of concord arises naturally from the denotative equivalence and the intensive relationship. There are, however, exceptions. We have exceptions. Of course, it's not. For example, what we need most is books. They turned traitor, but they become traitors. You see here? Good manners are a rarity these days. You see? Though we have this note, we sometimes find the verb in agreement with the complement. What we need must are books. Good manners is. As one, good manners is. Okay? Such sentences are probably ascribable to the workings of notional concord, the idea of plurality being dominated in the first and that of singularity in the second. You see here? So it is what we need most is books. These are exceptions. They turned traitor. See, good manners are a rarity these days. There is also equivalent type of concord between object and object complement. يعني بين هذا O between O and complement. For example, he thinks these girls the best actors. You see, we have this type of concord. Another concord, subject-object concord. Subject-object concord of number, person, and gender is necessary as well as subject complement concord, where the second element is a reflexive pronoun. You see, reflexive. Okay, he injured himself in the leg. Okay, himself, he injured himself. You see, subject, object, reflexive. You should give yourself another chance. The same concord relation holds when the reflexive pronoun occurs in other functions as a propositional complement, or when the reflexive genitive, his own, etc. is used. For example, she is making a sweater for herself. Even if we put it in a propositional, this is a propositional complement. Okay, she is making a sweater for herself. Herself in منعود. She. They are ruining their own chances. You see here, reflexive genitive. This is the case of reflexive genitive. His own. They are ruining their own houses. Their own. They are. In British English collective noun subjects permit plural concord. مثلا the navy congratulated themselves. The navy themselves as a plural. Pronoun concord. Personal pronouns and the third person agree with their antecedents both in number and with singular pronouns he, she, and it in gender. John had his foot. His foot for him. Gender here. We have gender. You know gender. It means here sex here. Man, woman. Male, female. Beatrice hurt her foot. John and Beatrice hurt their feet. The climbers hurt their feet. Yes, by contrast here, John hurt her foot. John hurt her foot. John is what? Male or female? Of course, male. Her foot, hair is what is for female. So it is not John's foot. It is, for example, his friends. His, for example, girlfriend. His girlfriend foot. John hurt her foot. John broke her foot. Why John? Would mean that John her someone else food. Okay, her someone else's food, not his food. The someone else's, or someone else, sorry, having been previously mentioned, of course, should be mentioned, already mentioned. Okay, for example, John and his girlfriend uh, Kathy, for example, are playing football. So he hurt, for example, hurt her foot. He broke her foot. Okay. English has no sex neutral third person singular pronoun, and so the plural pronoun they is often used informally. So informally, usually they use what they. Why? Because there's no sex neutral third person. In defiance of number concord as a substitute for the indefinite pronouns in everybody, everyone, somebody, someone, anybody, no one, nobody, etc. For example, everyone thinks they have the answer. You see? Have. Everyone thinks. Everyone, singular. It is singular. That's why we have verb S. But they say what? They have the answer. Everyone thinks they have the answer. Why would they? Why not he? So okay, we can say everyone thinks he has the answer, but they usually say that we should use they يعني to refer to both man and woman. Okay? يعني to not to be sexist. So to use both of them. Has anybody brought their camera for man and woman? You can say has anybody brought his camera? Okay, or can say has anybody brought her camera? You see? So you can say, has anybody brought their camera instead? No one can, no one could have blamed themselves for that. Themselves. The plural pronoun is a convenient means of avoiding the dilemma of whether to use he or she. So it is a problem. Some people whether to use he or she. Okay? That's why usually when you read English books or when you read journals, newspapers, or magazines, usually the writers try to avoid referring to man or woman directly. I mean, they don't say he, or she. They always, when they write, they write what? He or she, or they. Okay? In order not to be accused of sexism, to be sexist. Okay? To have bias towards female or male. This is very important in writing. That's why we have to avoid certain words in English. For example, you should not say businessman, for example. Okay, why not businesswoman? Businessman, businesswoman. We can say business person. You see, not businessman, not businesswoman. I am business person. You see here, gentleman. No, what about gentlewoman? Gentleman. I remember one of my classmates when I was a student. The teacher told her to. I remember in a conversation class. Yes, I remember the teacher told her to describe her mom. She said, "My mom is a gentleman." She has to say, or she had to say what? My mom is what? Is a gentle woman or a gentle person simply. She can say what? Gentle person. Because we usually use gentleman, businessman. Okay, why not businesswoman? Okay, woman may say why not gentlewoman? So we have to use what to avoid this dilemma by saying what gentle person or business person, etc. Here it's the same when you use they. You see, either he or his wife is going to have the change their attitude. He or his wife. Not every drug addict can solve their problem. See there. The use of they in the sentence like 1 and 3 is frowned upon in formal English where the tendency is to use he as the unmarked form when the sex of the antecedent is not determined. The formal equivalent of one is therefore everyone. You can say everyone thinks he has the answer. Sometimes they say it is unmarked form, but some people say no. Or some women say no. Why he? Why not she? So there is still more pedantic alternative, the rather cumbersome device of conjoining both masculine and feminine. You see here, this is the result. You can join both masculine and feminine pronouns. So you can say every student has to make up his or her own mind. You see here, his or her own mind. The same here. Everyone thinks he or she has the answer, or you can say everyone thinks they have the answer. You see here? Or you can say everyone thinks he has the answer, or everyone thinks she has the answer. You have 4 sentences. 4, all of them are right, but the last 2 sentences what are sexist. Yani you will be accused of sexism. You see here? Thank you so much for today. If you have any question or any comment, you can add on YouTube or Classroom. See you next time.